So the law of detachment is actually key for finding happiness and just being very content in life with your outcome. Because after all, what we're after is peace of mind and happiness and not just getting a bunch of money in cars. Back in 2024, a situation happened where I sort of got into it. I got into a sort of disagreement with some people. They kind of got upset. Their dad got involved. They went and told their dad, and they sort of got into it, and their brother came in and stepped in. It was just a whole mess. And that moment really stuck with me, and it even sticks with me now, because it was a situation where I was so upset and angry about defending myself to this person that I went on, I sort of insulted them through text, and just got angry and all caught up in the moment. And I was just really sort of a wreck, sort of, at the time, and ended up apologizing, and it was all, super embarrassing, and it's a huge, completely misunderstanding, blown out of proportion. The thing is that I didn't really do anything wrong, but I was still at the receiving end. The way I went about the situation was wrong. Fast forward to now. Actually, so yesterday, at the same church, we were having a big event. The same situation happened. A similar situation happened. Again, like yesterday, a misunderstanding had happened, and I was told to not really go near them anymore. The difference between back then and now is that while the similar situation almost beat for beat, the difference now is that I was completely detached from the situation. Even right now, I'm not really angry. And it just happened yesterday. A situation happened where I was sort of blamed for something that I didn't really do. There was a misunderstanding where they thought I had done something wrong, but in reality, I was just sort of minding my own business. The main difference between back in 2004 and me now is that I was detached from the situation. Following that sort of fiasco in 2024, that was when I really started to look inward and self-examine myself and wonder why was I so pressed about the situation. And I found that it was because there's a quote I read that you should only control the things that you can control, and the things you can't control, don't worry about them. And that advice stuck with me, and that was why I went so much harder into self-improvement, was because I realized that there are things in this world that you can not control. There are things that you can truly control and things that you can't. Things like your body, your mind, your happiness. These are things that you can't control because they're just about you. But other people and their situations, how they perceive you, those things you can't control. So why worry about them at all? And this made me realize that I have actually made a tremendous amount of progress. I've seen the progress in real time, and I've seen the results. I saw them yesterday and last night when I was talking to my brother, and we were discussing it, and then my brother was like, oh yeah, that's kind of messed up about the way that they were talking about you behind your back. But I was like, I'm not really mad. I'm not really pressed or upset about it. Yeah, well, yes, I'm upset the situation did happen, and I hope it does get resolved. But the thing is, it's not really bothering me or really making me lose sleep or stressing me the way it did back in 2024. Because me now, the way that I've built myself is that I'm much more equipped to handle these sort of things. That's the thing about building detachment. And detachment, like I said, is the most important thing. The best way to win a game is not to play. And this is smart advice, because when you are so fixated and you're so pressed on an outcome, a certain outcome and outlook happening, then you'll do everything you can to sort of preserve that and make it the way that it should be. And that is good for achieving your goals. But the thing is, when it comes to things that you cannot control, or just a lot of things in life, then having a level of detachment is actually very good. And this is why I say your life should be multifaceted. Because yes, while there are things that, like your career, you getting money, you leveling up yourself, you should care about these things. But you should care about them because they're good for leveling up you and making yourself feel happy and getting internal validation, not external things that rely on other people validating you and making you feel good. Whereas before, I was angry, anxious, my cortisol was really high, and I really wanted people to perceive me a certain way. Now I am calm. I am non-expressive. In fact, I'm almost happy, because when we actually left the event, I was excited to go home and do more self-improvement. I wanted to read my books. I wanted to work out. I wanted to go for runs, things that make me happy personally. And the thing is, I lose nothing by removing myself from that situation. So you should be entirely detachable. You should almost be like, not a puzzle piece, but you should sort of be a universal puzzle piece where you can fit in anywhere, but there's no one place of your life that relies entirely on one devotion. There's a quote somewhere, I actually can't remember it, but it was a really good quote I remembered, about the king, his power comes from what he chooses to view. And you can sort of turn his neck to view whatever is in his sights. That is what his domain. So in the same way that a king does that, what you choose to give your energy and focus to is really what matters to you. If someone is bothering you, you can just choose to ignore them and move them out of your line of sight. So you basically just don't even register them. And that is what detachment means, and why detachment is so good. You should stay detached. Practice the law of detachment by removing yourself from a situation, and the best way to get the best outcome is not to play the game at all.